Hey guys, today's video is going to be a is it worth the hype video. I'm going to talk about some products that have kind of really been coming out of everyone's mouth lately. Everyone's talking about them, everyone's obsessed with them. I'm going to tell you if I think they're worth the hype or not. Some of these products are a little bit older, so they're not necessarily brand new products, but they're things that have kind of been hyped throughout time and throughout the time that I've been doing makeup at least, and I'm gonna let you know if I think they're worth it or not. I'm also gonna slip in a few that are more the reverse, so products I don't think are hyped enough. It is possible that people are talking about them, but I personally have never heard anyone talk about them, so I'm going to slip them in there as well because they deserve some attention, I think. I really hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and of course you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is According to Lauren Tracy. I do want to say before I jump into this video, please do not get mad at me if something that I hate is something that you love or vice versa, because everyone is different and not everyone is going to like the same thing. Please just don't get offended. Just keep in mind that I am trying to save you from maybe buying a product that I don't think is that great, but if you want to still go out and buy it, that's fine. That's your business. You should do that. There are some products in here that I heard people say that they didn't like, and I went out and bought anyway, and I'm thrilled about it. There are some products in here that I thought people thought were really cool, and I went out and I bought it, and I was really disappointed by it. That's the whole point of a is it worth the hype video. Keep in mind also that some of these products might not necessarily be the worst products in the world. I just don't think they're worth the hype. I don't think they're that big of a deal. So please keep all of that in mind, because I don't want everyone like getting all mad at me and being like, well, that's my favorite foundation, and I love that lipstick, because that's not what this is about. I promise. I'm not trying to put anyone down or piss anyone off. So yeah, let's just keep it together. So yeah, since I have a lot of stuff to talk about, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. So the first three products that I'm going to talk about today are products that I've been using nonstop this month. I've been using them nonstop since I got them, and I'm pretty sure everyone across the board is agreeing that they are awesome. So I'm not going to take a lot of time to talk about them. I also just recently did a first impressions video, and I did talk a lot about the products. And I know that your opinion can change over time, but my opinion hasn't. So I am not going to spend a lot of time on this at all. But first up is the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. As you know, I'm obsessed with this. I have not stopped using it since I got it. The pans are huge. It is a good price. The formula is really nice. The mattes are good. The metallics are absolutely amazing. I just think this is a great palette. It's good for your buck. It's got a lot of different colors that you can work with, a lot of different things that you can create with this, and I think it's awesome. So it's definitely worth the hype. If anything, it should be hyped more, and yeah, you should definitely get this. Also, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero palette. If you know me at all or know anything about me, you probably know that I am obsessed with Anastasia's highlight palettes. I like them all except for I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's like the first one, just like the basic one. I have this one. I have the Anastasia Moonchild. I'll definitely be getting the Aurora. I think they're all really good. The colors are just, I mean, I'm not even gonna, like, I don't even really have to say anything, I don't think. So yeah, this is definitely worth the hype, and I am obsessed with it. I will say though, on a side note, sometimes with the collabs I get a little nervous because I'm not sure if the YouTubers are just trying to give that person praise so they get it in return, or what the deal is, but this is actually a good one, and obviously Jeffree Star's the king of the world and everyone's obsessed with him and wants to be his friend, but this is really good too. And then last of the products that I'm going to fly through quickly are the Stila Magnificent Metals. You know I can't stop using these. I have them in the shade Smoky Storm, Into the Blue, and Rose Gold Retro. They're great. You can create a lot of different looks with them. They're easy to use. They're just really beautiful. Every single color is gorgeous and unique and different. There are a few that are kind of similar, so I wouldn't really go crazy. I don't think I need every single one, but the ones I have are awesome, and there are a couple more that I plan on getting in the future. So if you haven't tried one out yet, I would definitely recommend it. Those, and then the other two products that I just talked about, are really great examples of all of the important things about a product working out, and that is why it is worth the hype. Packaging is good, the product is good, and the price is good, and that's really important. And I'm not gonna ever say something is worth the hype if those three things aren't like somewhat in there somehow. I mean, the price, like, there are things that I will pay more money for, but if it's not worth it, I'm not gonna do it. So you'll probably hear me talk about those three things a lot in this video, like the price, the product, and the packaging, just because I think they're important. And I know it sounds dumb to say that the packaging is important, but it is. And there's some projects that I'm going to talk about that I only like the packaging and nothing else about them. So you can't only have the packaging, can't only have the product, and you can't only have the price. You kind of have to have them all together. Next up is a product that I have used a lot, and I think that it's okay. I don't think it's a terrible product. I don't think it's the greatest product in the world though. And that is the Smashbox Cover Shop Bold Eye Palette. This is the only one I have, so I could be kind of jumping the gun here. I've heard good things about the other ones. I've heard people really like the other ones, so I'm sure maybe I'm wrong, and I guess the other ones could be great, but for me, this just really missed the mark, and I was not impressed with it at all. I think that the colors, it's like a good idea. Like, I want all of these colors, but the price kind of sucks. And to be honest with you, like this shimmer on the top, like, I mean, like, it's not like, it's like kind of chunky. I'm not really obsessed with it. I don't think the colors blend that well. They look great when you like swatch them on your finger like that, but then like there's like barely even anything coming off of my hand. Like, it's not a lot, and that's a very bright red, so it should be super pigmented. This is a perfect example of a product that if it was less money, I might be okay with it. I don't think that it's worth the hype. I really don't, especially not this one in particular. Like I said, maybe the smoky eye is okay, but I don't know. For me, this is like $45 or like maybe even $35, but still, it's so tiny, and I feel like you're paying for all packaging. So as you can see, oh yeah, cool packaging, but then like, I don't know, they're so tiny. Think of compared to the Jeffree Star, and this is only $10 cheaper. And I don't know, with a palette like this that has all these different kinds, I want to try to get a lot of them, and that's not going to happen if each one is $35. That's just silly. I will say though, on a side note, right before I started filming, I literally threw this on the floor on accident, of course, but like smashed on the floor, and it stayed together. I was like expecting, I was like, oh crap, it's gonna be broken and now I'm not gonna be able to film, but it stayed together, and I'm really impressed by that. But then I dropped this on the floor 2 seconds ago, and this stayed together too. So I'm gonna say this is meh, missed the mark, not worth the hype at all, and this is not hyped enough. Next up is the Blender Cleanser Solid. It is by the brand that makes like all the blenders, you know, like all the little black ones and pink ones and all that stuff. And it is a cleaner. So it is for brushes, and it is also for the sponges. And it works really well. And I cannot keep anything in my hands today, and it's really driving me insane. But anyway, this thing is really cool. It has like a little bar of soap in there that actually comes out, but it's kind of stuck in there right now. And you kind of just swirl your brush around on top, or swirl your sponges around on top, and it'll help you to clean the brushes. The brushes, every time I've used this to clean them, they come out amazing. They dry quicker. I just think it's really awesome, and I never hear anyone talk about it. I think I heard like Kathleen Lights talk about it, and she wasn't even raving about it. She was just saying like, oh yeah, I use that. I'd probably rebuy it. So I really think everyone should get their hands on this. And come on, people. Everyone needs to clean their brushes. If you're not cleaning your brushes, that's really freaking gross. So go out and buy one of these. It's kind of pricey, but it's worth it, and it's definitely going to last a very long time for you. Next up is a product that I really don't want to talk about, because not loving this the way I thought I would really broke my heart. But I'm gonna do it anyway, because I have heard a lot of people talk about this, and I want to save you because you don't need it. It is the Urban Decay Vice, and it's kind of hard to show you because the packaging is like reflective, but it's really cool packaging, except it gets my fingerprints all over it. That's a little gross, but whatever. You open it, there's like a little space in here. You could put something if you needed. It says lipstick is my vice, and then it pops open. There is a little brush and a bunch of colors. Now, my first problem with this is that the colors are actually a little bit too cohesive for my liking. I don't know if that makes sense. I think the colors are all kind of similar. Other than this green and the purple, there's nothing really spectacular in here. I would honestly prefer an eyeshadow palette in these colors, believe it or not. So I don't hate this so much that I'm like gonna give it away or throw it out or anything crazy like that, but I definitely don't love it enough to use it. I used it once. It was a pain in my ass, and I haven't used it since. And I'm going to tell you why it's a pain in the ass. No woman wants to carry this around in their purse and apply it every time they need to touch up their lipstick. And this isn't liquid lipstick. This is lipstick, so it's not gonna last. You're gonna have to reapply it, and it would be fine if they made it long lasting, but it's not. So I really don't know that this is worth the money. I think it ended up getting discounted, so that makes sense. I will say their lipstick, this is in the shade Asphyxia. This is a really pretty color. You can see right there. I've worn this a lot. And then I think this one I honestly don't think I've ever worn, but it is a pretty color as well. And this is from the same Vice line, and this is in the shade Venom. I think their lipsticks are okay. I don't think they're that bad. A lot of people hate the lipsticks, and I don't necessarily agree with them. Yeah, I'm kind of over regular lipstick. I'm more into liquid now, but I don't think there's anything really wrong with them. You have to put a lot on. You have to kind of go to apply it. But once you apply it, they do look pretty, and obviously they have all these pretty colors. But then like this is just, I don't know, they took colors from this collection and took them out of the stick and put them in here. And I just think it's boring. I think they could have done better. I'm bored. So I don't know if I said it, but it's not worth the hype. Duh, obviously I hate this. Next up is a product that I almost didn't buy because other YouTubers said it wasn't good, and I'm really glad I didn't listen. But the Huda Beauty palette has been talked about by everyone. Huda Beauty is amazing. They're really known for their eyelashes, but then this palette came out. This is honestly the palette I grabbed for the most. I've heard a lot of people say that it's not cohesive. Like the people that don't necessarily like it, say that you can't really create a look with it from start to finish. I disagree completely. You have your light shades in there. I almost always use this as a transition color. This pink is really pretty as a transition color. These metallics are literally just to die for. I'm obsessed with them. I've created so many looks for them. I thought I would only really use it around the holidays, Christmas, sparkles, but I've used it all year round. So I'm going to say it's definitely worth the hype. It is $65, so it is a little pricey, but I think I bought it when there was the VIB sale going on at Sephora, so I got it for a little bit cheaper. I would definitely purchase it because it's hard to find a palette that is going to have this many amazing mattes and then this many shimmers. And these aren't just your everyday regular shimmers. Sorry, my hand is all red. It's from wiping swatches off. I'm an idiot and I ran out of makeup wipes. But anyway, yeah, so these are not just your regular shimmers. These are more, like for special occasions. So it's rare that you would find both of those in a palette. So I guess it's okay that it's that price. I wish it was a little bit cheaper, like maybe $50, but still, regardless of the price, definitely worth the hype. Next up is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Plus Smooth. So a lot of people do the matte and poreless, but this is a little bit different. I actually got this on accident. I sent Tyler to get something for me, and I gave him the wrong instructions and he got me the wrong one, which was totally my fault, but I actually ended up falling in love with this. Now, I'm going to put this in the category of not hyped enough. Even though the Fit Me foundation is really popular, I hear so much about the matte and poreless that I didn't even know that this one existed. So the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, a lot of people do talk about. I hear people talk about the matte one, but I also hear people talk about the glow one. But then when it came to this one, I didn't realize that there was a dewier version, for a little bit of a glow. What I like about this one is it is not as sticky as this one. They're both liquids, but I don't know, just something about the way that this one blends. I like the way that it blends better. It blends a lot easier, but I think this one looks a little bit better on the skin. So I'm definitely going to continue to play around with them, but I think that this is, I guess if you knew about this and you knew this was hyped, then sure, it's definitely worth the hype. But if you did not know, and if it is not really hyped, then it is certainly needs to be, because it's a good product. It's really cheap. Next up, I'm a little scared for this, but just please keep in mind the disclaimer that I said in the beginning that some people like some things that other people don't, and it's okay. We can all still be friends, and we can all do our makeup and tell each other about it. But this is the Hourglass foundation stick. I think it's called the Vanish stick. It's in the shade Linen. I will tell you, this is not the right shade for me. I got the wrong shade, and it very well could be what I don't like about it. Please keep watching. But if you do like this, I'm so sorry. It just does not work for me. Looking at it on the skin, I mean, I guess it's okay, but it's not good. Like I said, maybe it's because the shade is horribly wrong. I will give this another chance just because people say they love it so much. I will try it in the correct shade to see if maybe there's something about it I like, but I don't think it's necessarily just the shade that I don't like. Putting it on my hand, the shade isn't too off, and every time I apply it on my face, I end up taking it off and redoing my makeup. Like, I kid you not, I put it on, I do my contour, I start doing everything, and then I'm like, oh God, no, this is horrible. And I take everything off and I restart, and that is not good, especially for a foundation that is $45 and is literally like talked about nonstop. I also don't like the point. I prefer the Makeup Forever. It fell behind my thing, so I can't show you, but I prefer the Makeup Forever HD stick because you can kind of like rub it all over. This is just, I don't know, it's just, I will tell you that I have used it as a concealer randomly just to like give it another shot, and I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. It was kind of okay. And that, I think, right there shows me what the problem is. I think it might be too full coverage for me, which is weird because I'm used to full coverage and I like all different kinds of coverage foundations. I don't know. I'll give it another shot in the correct shade and let you guys know what I think. But for now, I'm going to say it is not worth the hype. Next up is the Benefit Bravo. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Conditioning primer. I use this all the time. I use this when I'm like not even applying makeup. I will use it as a base, as a primer for my eyebrows, but then I will also use it to make sure that everything is kind of staying in place. It's supposed to help your eyebrows grow. I don't know that it does. Supposedly it makes them thicker. I know Nicole Consillo always talks about that. You kind of just do a little clicky and then wipe it on. I'll do this in the morning if I'm not wearing any makeup, but then I'll also do it as a base when I have tons of makeup on. So yeah, I think this is a great product, and I don't think it's really hyped about enough. I'm going to be honest. I don't hear people really talking about it. I hear people talking about the other Benefit products, the Ka-Brow, the Precision Liner, all of that good stuff, but never this. And I don't know why, because, you know, you prime your skin, you prime your eyes, even you prime your lips. So why wouldn't you prime your eyebrows? You spend a lot of time doing them if you're like me, so you might as well prime them too. It just makes sense. So definitely an underrated product, and if you have not tried it yet, I suggest getting your hands on it. Next up is something that kind of pains me to talk about because I thought that it was going to be really cool and I really wanted it, and I like bought this over something else that I should have got instead, but it is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I don't think that this is horrible. I really don't. I think the first couple times I used it, I noticed it a little bit. I felt like it did blur the areas that I wanted a little bit, but I just don't think it sits that well under foundation, and I don't think it's necessarily worth the price. I don't remember exactly how much it was. I think it was like $30, but I think if it was a little bit cheaper, actually that's a lie. I think it was only in the 20s, but still, I just think it could be a little bit cheaper. I don't know. I mean, it smells good. I put it on my hand and I like kind of see it, but I just feel like it's not really anything almost. I've learned different ways to use it where I've tried to kind of like blend it with things, and I faked myself into liking it for a couple of weeks, but I think it fooled me. I think I'm wrong. I think this is not worth the hype. I will use it again, probably. I don't think I would ever rebuy it, but you know, like I said, it's not horrible. I don't hate it. I'm not mad at it, but we're not the best of friends, so definitely not worth the hype for me. Next up is actually a hair care product, and that is the Way. I believe I've been calling it wrong because I thought it was a we, but now I'm thinking it's Way. So the Way Dry Shampoo Foam. I've used it on my hair just to add volume when I haven't even had greasy hair, but I've also used it for greasy hair, and it always works really well. It doesn't weigh down my hair. I reach for it nonstop. It's definitely like my favorite dry shampoo. I don't think I'll ever necessarily use a regular dry shampoo again. I think I'll probably always want to go for the foam. So I think it's just a cool concept in general. You know, people love mousse. Mousse is easy to apply to your hair, so I think it's awesome for that, and the price is probably a little much, but it's still worth it. I'll still rebuy this every time I run out. The good news is you don't run out a lot. I've had this for months and I use it quite often, and then there's still a good amount in there. don't know if you can hear it. Probably not. I'm like shaking it like you know what I'm talking about. So I just look like an idiot. But yeah, I think it's awesome. I think you should get it. I think it's worth the hype. So that's all I have for you today. I will do a video like this again if you like it. So if you like it, the whole concept of, you know, the worth the hype versus not worth the hype and blah, 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 make sure you comment below and tell me. But it can't hurt to try a product that, you know, you don't love, because it helps you step out of your comfort zone, and it really just kind of makes you, well, makes me, I'm sure it makes you too, just really appreciate the products that you can always count on, the products that you really love, and the ones that you just know are always going to be there for you and always do exactly what you want them to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.